Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Heartland Havoc. I am your host, Caleb Long, along with my co host who watched Jordan Davis steal the game for the Eagles against the Rams. It is my father, Chris Long. We're both named Caleb Long, apparently. Actually, it's the contrary. So many people call me Chris. It's absolutely insane. But, Chris, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing well, and to clarify that, I watched Jordan Davis live in person,
We should
return that
live at the
kick.
stadium. Yes, we should clarify that he was at the game. And I tuned back into the game after I saw them starting to come back because that first half was nearly unwatchable. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Week 5, the halfway point of District 4 PIAA football is over. Some interesting stuff has happened in the middle of the season. There is a conference, I guess you can say, absolutely wide open for the taking when it comes to playoffs, and we're gonna get to that. So without further ado, let's get to the scores of week 5. We're gonna start off with Williamsport beating Selinsgrove 29-23. Now how this game ended, absolutely incredible, absolutely crazy. So I believe, if I remember correctly, Williamsport was down by, I'm trying to remember, I believe, if I remember correctly, it was 17-20. Yes, 17-20. And then they score late on offense. They go up by, they missed the field goal. So they scored 6 points. It's 23-20. So they're up by a field goal. And then the first play of the Selinsgrove Seals ensuing drive was a pick six. And then Williamsport went for 2, failed to get the 2-point conversion. And so they put up 12 points in the span of 10 seconds, a couple seconds. And then Selinsgrove gets a field goal, but that ices the game. Selinsgrove was winning that game pretty much the entire time until that happened. So very interesting result from a Selinsgrove team that hasn't been as good as years past. And I mean, Williamsport is just starting to play all of these District 4 schools, and it's been an interesting result to say the least.
Yeah, sounds like that was a good game. Grove, but that still moved Williamsport to 4-1 and leading 6A out of District 4, District 2 competition. So they're the leader in 6A by quite a good margin over Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah.
So they're in line for a playoff spot, definitely in their division of 6A.
Yeah, it is just sort of watching them, seeing how they perform. I think their next 2 matchups are Jersey Shore, Shamokin, so those are going to be some tough matchups for them. It's going to be very interesting to see how they play out. Speaking about Jersey Shore, they had a very convincing victory against an up-and-coming Shikellamy team, winning 42-14. It was close at the beginning of the game. There were points where Shikellamy was only down by 1 score, but then you'll just see Jersey Shore just started to absolutely run away with it, literally, with Bo Seacrest.
Yeah, and watching the highlights is what I saw on TV there on Friday night, and it looked like Seacrest was another dominating performance. Jersey Shore had clicking on all cylinders, bouncing back from the tough loss
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
at Shamokin the week before, right?
Yes.
So showed no letdown there. In our preview last week, I believe you mentioned it might be a trap game for them. It was not a trap game. They ended up controlling it in the end, and
They took care of business for sure. Yeah, for sure. And then we have the major the major-ish upset, I would say, but this is definitely the biggest upset from last week. We have Loyal Sock beating the undefeated Bloomsburg. 2-2 Loyal Sock beating undefeated Bloomsburg, and 32-23. And I think this was a good victory, a very strong victory for Loyal Sock.
Yeah, and looking at numbers and stats in that game, it looks like they got the run game going quite a bit between the quarterback Dow and interesting move. I was just doing my research here. They've moved Jaleel Coates is his name. He's a senior, was a wide receiver. They've moved him to running back,
Interesting.
And we'll get to his stats in a bit when we recap the leaders in District 4. But you'll be surprised in what he's done in 3 games starting at running back.
Is he almost becoming like a Debo Samuel-esque kind of player, or like a CMC, a good like runner and pass catcher out of the backfield?
I haven't really seen what I mean. He's been featured in the backfield as a running back, as far as I know, rushing. I'm not sure how much they use him in the passing game or flex him out in passing situations. But it's he had been exclusively a receiver before that.
Mm. And anyone in the Loyal Sock who's from Loyal Sock, hit us up in the comments and tell us how he's being utilized. But like, I mean, I'm sure what he's doing is like leading their comeback after going 0-2, because like this is like a statement win.
Mm-hmm.
This may turn the tides for Loyal Sock for the rest of the season. We're gonna talk about Wellsboro beating Kawaneski Valley 37-15. Just gloss over that. Troy rooting to Wanda 44-0. I mean, this was just a good game by Troy. I mean, they didn't overlook their opponent. They had a good game against them, and it's one of those teams in 2A that could definitely that's definitely still in the running.
All of a sudden, you look around and now Troy's 4-1. Steadily getting it done up there in the Northern Tier.
We have Montoursville beating Mount Carmel 27-0. I mean, strong bounce back win for Montoursville after they took a hard loss against Mifflinburg. And I mean, Mount Carmel, I mean, they did lose the game, but if I remember correctly, checking 3A, they're technically still in the race for the 4th spot in 3A.
Yeah,
they're only taking 14.
They are.
Right?
They'll only take 4 teams. They're sitting at 1-4 in 5th spot. They're just behind a Lewisburg team that is 1-4. Mount Carmel, that game there, the Montoursville game, Montoursville dominated in the run game with 2 backs running the football a lot and chewing up a lot of clock. The time of possession was definitely heavily in favor of the Warriors from Montoursville on the road there at Mount Carmel. Yeah, it was quite the performance that they put on in the run game.
Yeah. Next we got Montgomery also getting the shutout against Canton, 54-0, and I mean they're quietly a 4-1 team. So I mean,
yeah, another team that's wait a second, they're 4-1. All of a sudden they we look at the halfway point and they've emerged there with their only loss coming to Warrior Run.
Yep. Which Warrior Run ain't no slouch. That's for sure. Warrior Run is not a slouch of a team. They had a very, very close ending against Lewisburg. I mean, I like this time of year. I am very jealous of people that have Service Electric Cable Vision. Because they've got some heaters. They've had some heaters this season. They had the Shamokin and Jersey Shore game, and then they had this game, which ended on a Lewisburg failed 4th and goal QB sneak at the 1-yard line, and Warrior Run hangs on for the victory.
The Warrior Run won that game by a score of 29, ended up 29-24. It was 29-22 when the sneak happened. As I understand it, there was like 0.6 seconds left after the sneak. And then the Warrior Run took a knee in the end zone to run out the clock and take the safety and not worry about any type of fumbles or other things occurring. So Warrior Run comes away with the win on a goal line stand, basically almost walked it off with a goal line stop, but not quite to the end.
Yeah, I mean, good job on their defensive line and their defensive line being able to stop that.
Right.
Shout out to them. South Williamsport getting it done against while losing 55-0. What's their record? Where are they at? Where are they sitting? They're in 2A, right? Or
who was that? South
Williamsport.
South Williamsport's 2-3 in 2A. They're currently holding on the last seed, the 8th seed.
Gotcha.
But a lot of football to happen before now and the end of the year.
For sure. We got Shamokin beating Central Mountain 35-7. Also a game where like they didn't overlook their opponent. They got the job done.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, just standard good football. We have next we're going up to Athens beating North Penn Mansfield 54-13. This
Impressive there.
impressive win there. Good bounce back win, if I remember correctly. There last week they did lose to Troy, if I do remember
Right.
correctly. So good bounce back win for them. They're staying in the thick of it of 4A. I believe they have the fourth seat.
They no, they do have the 4th seed, even though they're 4-1. Shikellamy has the 3rd seed, being 3-2. So
I think the fact that they beat Williamsport is helping them a lot with that spotting. Next up we have Mifflinburg losing to Hollidaysburg 49-14. If I'm Mifflinburg, I'm not too upset about that result. Of course, it's a loss. Like you're gonna be torn up about a loss, but Hollidaysburg has always been one of the best schools
and there's
in PA in general. Like
they're a 6A school, so
right.
so it's a tougher opponent. Probably a lot more guys going one way. Rather than playing both sides of the football like Mifflinburg has a lot of guys doing. And they had to travel all the way out there.
Right.
No band. The band didn't travel. Just a different atmosphere. Going all that distance. So, chalk it up for what it is. I'm sure Coach Botts will take it as a learning experience and use that to build off as they go forward and play District 4 teams the rest of the season here.
Yeah, I mean they're playing good football. This shouldn't discourage them whatsoever.
No.
They should have left that game with like their heads held high. Even though the scoreboard seemed lopsided.
Right, they're still leading 3A and they're still leading Division 2 of the PHAC.
Right, like there's like they still got good stuff to on the horizon. Okay, next we got Hughesville beating Midwest 18-7. I don't know if there's anything. Oh wait, no. There is something notable to talk about this game. At one point when I was updating the scoreboards, I think the score was 5-7. And Midwest was up 7-5. And during the broadcast, when they were talking about scores, I think Dave Ritchie was like, and in baseball, Midwest is up against Hughesville 7-5. And then, I mean, like that, it is a really weird score when you think about it. Like, Hughesville got a safety and a field goal and a safety. Like,
if you want,
not a lot of chances you see a number 5 in any part of football in general.
Some added. I happened to officiate the JV game last night of that, and there was another safety in that game.
Did Hughesville get it too, or was it Midwest?
I'm trying to think now how that all went down. I can't remember. At one point, the game was tied 8-8 though, because one got a 2-point conversion and one did.
One got a safety.
Midwest ended up winning in the end.
Okay, good for them. Yes, good for Hughesville. Southern Columbia getting the job done against their Central brothers of Central Columbia, 48-0. I mean, another absolutely great win for Southern Columbia against a District 4 team. I mean, not the greatest compared to everyone else, but like they were able to get the job done.
Central's a rebuilding program right now. And Southern handles them easily.
Yeah, for sure. Next we have Lime Mountain beating Upper Dolphin 33-20. This one was very interesting.
This was close for a while, right?
Close, like throughout the first half. Like there were points in the first half where Upper Dolphin was winning the game, which for an 0-4 team, winning like being any part of in competition with an undefeated team, that's something. I do want to see how Upper Dolphins games went beforehand, if they were close or anything like that, if they held their own at some point, because like they held their own against Line Mountain until the second half, and then Line Mountain said, okay, we need to lock in, we need to actually like put this game away, and they did that.
Yeah, Line Mountain, solid team in single A, still leading the way.
Single A still leading the way.
Yes.
All right, and then the final game we have is Milton falling to Danville 28-17. to 17. Danville 2-3 after a 0-3 start. I think they're also trying to get a couple of games back and like string in like a bounce back, sort of like what Loyal Sock like has been doing.
Right, and I think they're getting settled in with Raup at quarterback. They've settled in with him. He's getting more experience there. That can only help. They're 2-3 sitting at 3 spot right now in AAA.
Right. They yeah. Because it's Mifflinburg, Montoursville, them, right?
Yes.
Cool. All right. Those were our matchups for week 5. Those were the results. And now we're gonna get into some stat leaders.
Okay.
And brought to you by Mr. Long.
Coming from the District 4 website, PIAAD4.net.
Shout out to them.
Using their stats to look at, first of all, the passing leaders. And, it wasn't too long ago, 10 years ago or so, 1,000-yard rushing, 1,000-yard receiving, 1,000-yard passing was a lot of times the standard. Maybe 1,500 yards passing was
like
a good
the entire season.
Like the entire season. So what I'm going to say now is there's 2 players in District 4 who have already passed 1,000 yards passing.
Brocious from Bloomsburg.
Yep.
Okay.
And Martin from Mifflinburg.
Okay, I would have gotten there. Yeah.
So Wyatt Brocious has taken the lead in passing yards with 1,232 passing yards, 130 attempts for a 15.4 average.
Yeah.
61% completion percentage, and 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Chad Martin from Mifflinburg, 1,119 yards passing, 16.5 average, 60% completion percentage, and 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, leading the way in touchdowns in District 4.
All right. Good for him. Is it like, quick question, I was an offensive lineman, so I wouldn't know. 60% in this area is a solid.
It's pretty good, right? Yeah.
So like both of them,
pretty good passing percentage. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
For a high school athlete.
Do we have anyone else in the 1,000-yard club yet?
No one else in the 1,000-yard club. Although, as we're talking passing percentage, an unbelievable Caden Maurer from Lyon Mountain is completing an unbelievable 74% of his passes.
Absolutely not.
That is
great.
That is insane rate.
Crazy.
He's third with 764 yards and 12 touchdowns to 3 picks.
Good for him.
So he's doing well there.
Absolutely good for him.
Should I go through the rest of the top 5? Get the last 2 for the top 5 here.
Hit up the final 2. Who are they?
In 4th place is Danny Dow out of Loyal Sock.
All right.
641 yards passing, 13.6 average. It's per completion. Yeah, per completion. 54%, 6 touchdowns, 4 INTs. And in 5th is Brody Raybuck from your Shikellamy Braves.
Me.
600 yards passing, 15 average per completion, 63%, good percentage. But he's 5-5 on 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Well, most of those came from the Shamokin game.
Right. Which we talked about last time. So those are your top 5 passing leaders in District 4 in all levels of District
4. Yes, sir. All right, let's hit up rushing.
Looking down at rushing, leading. Okay, so now we have two rushers that are over 500 yards rushing.
All right.
First one is Luke Krager from North Penn Mansfield.
I mean, that offense sort of rolls through him, I believe. So that's not shocking definitely. That he's leading the District 4.
537 yards, 6.5 per carry, 8 touchdowns.
Good averages.
Here's the surprise for second place.
The Loyal Sock kid?
Yes, it is. It's Coates from Loyal Sock.
3 games?
Jaleel Coates, in starting 3 games, he started 3 games. The starting running back got hurt somewhere in the second game, so I'm not sure when he went in. But he posted on, I was just checking out some research. I checked out his Twitter. He posted in 3 games at running back. So take it for what it's worth. 517 yards rushing, 6.8 average, and 5 touchdowns.
Holy cannoli. That's absolutely diabolical. That's crazy.
Right.
So, wow. That's absolutely no. I was like, maybe he's the reason. He is the reason.
Yeah. Now, third,
absolutely the reason.
Third, also kind of surprising, is not actually a running back.
Brody Raybuck.
No, it's Wyatt Brocious from Bloomsburg.
Yeah, that was going to be my second guess.
463 yards. So he could end up with 1,000 season. That would be very impressive. That would be very impressive.
I think the more likely thing he could maybe get is 3,000 all-purpose yards.
Ooh,
passing and rushing.
Okay.
Because what he would be.
He's at 600 yards passing, 600.
No, you're looking at Raybuck.
Oh, Brocious. Oh, he's at 1,200 yards passing.
So I mean, that's definitely doable. Is like 3,000 all-purpose yards.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yep.
For sure. All right, who's number 4?
We'll keep a watch on that. Number 4th is actually Denon Beachel from Warrior Run.
Okay, I was wondering where he was. I thought he was going to be in the top 5. So.
424 yards with a nice average of 7.3 per carry.
That is very good average. I mean, that offensive line also has a lot of continuity.
Right.
So
I think at the end of the year we'll go back and look at the 2019 Warrior Run stats and see what his brother Denver ran for.
Denver wasn't the main running back, though.
He ended up being at the end.
Oh, wait, no. What am I talking about? I was on the team. What am I talking about?
It was at the end. And then the number 5 overall rusher is Christian Banks from Montoursville. Okay. 355 yards, averaging 6.6 per carry for 5 touchdowns. Now, it has to be noted, though, that Montoursville also has the 7th leading rusher in Hayden Harvey with 330 yards, 7.3 per carry, 4 touchdowns. That's that. They have a real two-headed monster up there at Montoursville going in the backfield.
Yeah.
And both of them are tailback types that run hard.
So instead of like a Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery thing, they just have David Montgomery and David Montgomery on there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Instead of Sonic and Knuckles, they've just got Knuckles and Knuckles. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to receiving.
Yep. So receiving leaders. Leading the way is Jack Catullus from Bloomsburg High School.
Fair.
432 catches, 486 yards, 15.2 average. This 2 touchdowns. So this goes by the District 4 website is by yardage, just to be clear.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Second is Landon Murray from Mifflinburg. 20 catches, 430 yards, 21.5 average.
Big play energy.
Five touchdowns. Yeah, definitely big play energy. Third, also a Mifflinburg receiver, Jackson Griffith.
Okay, yeah.
23 catches, 381 yards, 16.6 per catch for 3 TDs. Fourth, you have Thomas Pollock.
Okay, yep.
From Shikellamy, 18 catches, 339 yards.
He is the real
18.8 per catch.
Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
And 4 TDs. And then fifth, you have another Bloomsburg receiver, Jaree Moore Stewart. 17 catches, 331 yards, 19.5 average, and 4 touchdowns.
All right, good.
Those are your leading yardage receivers in District 4 heading in through 5 weeks.
All right.
Heading into week 6.
All right. Where are we with let's do like top 3 for like tackles, sacks, and interceptions.
All right. We're going to get to defensive tackles. Okay. Leading the way from Mount Carmel, Max Karicki with 53 tackles. Second is Shane Fry from Bloomsburg with 52. And third is Ivan Baker, 41 tackles from Loyalsock.
Gotcha.
Well, I got to mention this as I look down the tackles leaders. In fifth, from Bloomsburg, Wyatt Brocious. He does everything.
Everything
you
can imagine.
Yep.
Make you a nice meal. I'm sure he can do that too.
I'm sure he would.
I'm sure he can make you some nice mac and cheese from a box.
looks like sack leaders. They're not sorted by sacks here on the site. So we'll go this way with 5 sacks. Jeremiah Johnson from Loyalsock.
All right. All right.
Brady O'Rourke. I remember mentioning him the last time we did stats. He has
I think
3
you did, yep.
sacks from Milton. Tyler Ulrich with 3 sacks from his linebacker spot at Warrior Run.
Doing a lot of blitzing.
And Chase Williams from Southern Columbia actually has 3.5 sacks.
All right.
Looks like the most interceptions appears to be 3 in these tackle leaders. A young man named Merrick Masho from Wellsboro.
Okay.
With 3 picks.
Okay. Shout out to Merrick Masho.
Yeah. So, yeah. And looking at your total yardage leader, Wyatt Brochus with 1707.
Okay, yeah, he's on. He's
well on his way to 3,000.
He could get that 3,500. That would be great.
If not 3,500 yards, total yards. That
All
does
right.
include kick returns. Interesting. Okay, that is our stat leaders from the District 4 website for this week, Caleb.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Our halfway point of stat leaders. And next we're going to get into our power rankings, our good old top 10. I want to see where this goes because once again we haven't looked at each other's. I literally just made mine right before we started.
You put it on you wrote it down. You've been thinking about it.
I've been thinking about it. All right. Shall we get started?
We starting with 10?
Starting with 10.
All right.
I'll let you go first.
In 10, I have who I had in 10 last week, Williamsport Millionaires.
Okay. I left them off my list because they scathed by. They got by the skin of their teeth in that game against Selinsgrove. Selinsgrove was winning that game most of the time. So I don't know. They're still technically, actually they're number 12 because at number 10 I have a tie between 2 teams. I have a tie at number 10 between Shikellamy and Loyalsock.
Oh wow.
I think when I was thinking about it, I was like, they're both two very solid 2-2 teams. Both of their losses were very good losses. I mean, with Shikellamy, they lost to Jersey Shore and Shamokin. With Loyalsock, they lost to Southern Columbia and I believe Mifflinburg,
yep.
Correctly. And then they've had their good wins too. Like we have Williamsport, Shikellamy beating Williamsport, and we have Loyalsock beating Bloomsburg. But I'd rather have the win of Bloomsburg and from Loyalsock, and I'd rather have the losses of Shamokin and Jersey Shore for Shikellamy. So I couldn't decide between the two. I have both of them at 10.
Okay. Fair enough. Number 9, I have. This team has dropped quite a few spots in the rankings this week for me, but because of their loss, I have Bloomsburg at number 9.
Interesting. I have Warrior Run at number 9.
Okay.
I love Warrior Run, but this is the second game in a row where they let a team come back and different outcome, right?
Right.
But at halftime they were up, if I remember correctly, they were up 21-8.
Yeah, that is right.
So they let another team make good adjustments in the second half, and different result than what happened with Bloomsburg, but I am a little worried. They need to get a complete game together.
Okay. Number 8, I put in the Troy, who I did not have ranked last week.
I have 8 for Troy as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at this and thinking, you know what? They need to be in the rankings. They need to be in the top 10. Okay.
Number 7, I have Southern Columbia.
So do I have Southern Columbia at 7.
Okay.
So, yeah, but they were 9 last week for me. So, like I said, the solid win against, just a solid win. They took care of business against Central.
I think I had them at 9 too. So, they They hop they jumped over Troy
Mm-hmm.
in my ranking. Number 6 I have Bloomsburg. This is where I have Bloomsburg at. I do still think they're the best team in 2A.
Okay.
But I mean that literally the bottom half of my list is 2A teams in some capacity.
Right.
That is
Right.
how close of a margin there is between these teams. Ultimately, I could see any of them winning the district championship. And the fact of the matter is, two of them are going to be playing each other. And then one of them is probably going to play North Penn Mansfield, who's also going to have a really good record heading into the playoffs.
Right.
So like District 2, not District 2, Class 2A, absolutely is looking to be like the class to watch, like when it comes to like
Definitely,
playoffs,
definitely.
and 4A too, and 4A too,
Definitely.
because they could have some interesting, fun results.
Well, I have at 6. I have Warrior Run at 6 since they took back over the top spot in the 2A ranking. So I put them up to 6 from 7 last week. I had them at 7 last week.
All right.
That was and they still got the win. I mean, they held on for a win that if you talk about a trap game, that could have been a bit of a trap game for them.
Right.
You know, coming off a loss, you know, and seeing how they respond. They still held on and had the fortitude to win against a Lewisburg team that is actually better than their 1-4 record.
Yes. Number 5. There might be a chance that we have the same rankings for the rest of the time.
Number 5,
1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Montoursville.
Okay. Yep.
Right.
I have Montoursville at 5 also. I bumped them up. They were down at 8 last week for me. Bumped them up after seeing them do what they did to Mount Carmel.
Yeah, I mean, yes, good win. I think I had them at 7, and then I bumped them over Shikellamy, and I bumped them over Bloomsburg.
Yep.
Number 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wine Mountain.
Okay, yes. There we go. I mean, you got to respect Class 1A undefeated team. Yes, they did struggle. But ultimately, like, they are the top dog in Class 1A, and you do have to respect them.
Right. Okay.
Number 3, 2, 1.
Mifflinburg. Okay.
Here we go. Okay. Let's just do 2 and 1 real quick. 2 and 1.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Jersey Shore.
3, 2, 1.
Shamokin. Yeah.
Okay, yep. I think for I did contemplate whether I should keep Mifflinburg.
Right.
And I'm not quite sure about this. Think of like Mifflinburg and Jersey Shore as like 2A and 2B, almost, to be or not to be. But I mean, I think I really did have to respect the Jersey Shore win, beating a good up and coming Shikellamy team in that fashion. And I mean, no shade to Mifflinburg and their loss. Hollidaysburg is absolute juggernaut. So
right. This is a spot I debated quite a bit too as to what to do with it. But it came down to the idea that if Jersey Shore still lost only by
a
2-point conversion,
right? And they were leading the game the entire time
to the number 1 team, Shamokin. So, that's why I bumped them back. That's why I bumped them up to 2. The undefeated Shamokin Indians, Shamokin area Indians are at number 1. And see how they continue to progress through the season this year.
All right, and those are our power rankings, and we are going to look at the week 6 matchups. I'm glancing through this. Some actually there are some very fun games here. Now that I'm looking at it, that I'm getting a chance to look at this. The first one on the top of my list is Lewisburg versus Loyal Sock.
I've marked that one as a potential for a really nice game too.
That one's fun. Lewisburg's been playing well to their competition. I mean, the alternate universe, they are at least 3-2 with wins over Warrior Run and Shikellamy. If those games go right for them,
go different. Loyal Sox, see if they can continue to build on what they've done so far and get another W.
Yes.
And yeah, so we'll see how this all plays out. But that game will take place up at Loyalsock Township High School.
All right. Next up, we got Mifflinburg and Milton. This is once
Mhm.
again like a matchup for Mifflinburg to get the momentum back after a Hollidaysburg loss.
Mifflinburg at home. Milton goes on the road, travels out to Western Union County. Um, and we'll see. We'll see if they have the ability to hang with Mifflinburg in this one. Or see what happens, how they bounce back from. Not that they think about games beforehand, but that they were looking into that Danville game as a real chance of getting another W. It didn't happen for them, so we'll see how they respond to what is a tougher team, Mifflinburg team.
All right. Next up is another really fun one. 4-1 Warrior Run versus 4-1 North Penn Mansfield. This could actually be pretty consequential for 2A.
Yeah,
All right.
this is interesting in that fact. 2A, both teams, this could give North Penn Mansfield a jump up from the 6th seed where they're at now if they pull off the win. Upset according to our standings, right?
Yes, this would be knocking off the number 1 seed.
Yeah, knocking off the number 1 seed right now. One thing is, this is only going to help Warrior Run's opponent's winning percentage. I mean, Loyalsock is the only one that's faced a tougher winning percentage in of the teams they've played
Interesting.
in 2A. So North Penn Mansfield has to take the trip down 15 from Blossburg, from Mansfield. Not actually sure where. I guess all those kids go to Mansfield now in school.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the field is actually in Blossburg if you're going to play them up there in the town park.
I don't think I knew that.
So yeah. So anyhow, that could be a good game in the battle of Royal Blue teams.
That's
talking
true.
about uniforms.
That's true. Exactly. Who has the best Royal Blue uniform? Next up, we got Shikellamy versus Central Mountain. I mean, this is a bounce back game, potential bounce back game for Shikellamy for sure.
Yeah, Central Mountain taking the road trip into Schick. Schick
long drive.
Just has to get the job done,
Next up, we have South Williamsport versus Kawaneski Valley. Both of them are 2 and 3. We'll see what happens there. I think South Williamsport, this is a win to try to get back up to 500, and that's a good lower to a
good northern tier matchup.
Northern tier matchup. Also, another fun one. Here we go. We got the rivalry between Montgomery and Muncie.
Okay,
that one could be a very fun matchup.
So that might be that's an interesting game to really keep an eye on. While they're not PHAC teams, but that's a really interesting game in District 4 Single A. As teams fight for the 2nd seed there. Muncie and Montgomery, that's going to go a long way to determining it, I would think.
Oh, for sure.
And possibly if Lime Mountain trips up anywhere, maybe even sneaking in for the 1 seed somewhere along the way. But
yeah, there's potential for that.
But this game, and that's a rivalry game. I believe they play for the old shoe, I believe. So that's a big game in that area.
Next up, we got Central Columbia versus Montoursville. I mean, I think this should be a good game for Montoursville to keep on building up momentum after Mount Carmel.
Agreed. I believe they'll just keep it rolling, keep the run game going, and do what they need to do to defeat a Central team that's trying to get some tread going there. So get some traction. That's the word I'm looking for. Traction, not tread.
Next up, we got Selinsgrove versus Shamokin.
Okay, so they're out at Shamokin. Yeah, Selinsgrove will have to try to keep it close. I have to try to contain quarterback Steele, running back Clinton. Not really sure how that's all going to play out. Earlier in the season, beginning of the year, you thought this game might be a real highlight. I'm not quite sure what we'll see on Friday night.
I mean, I'm sure there might be a crew out there for Shamokin.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely.
next up, we got Troy versus Wyalusing. I mean, this is also a good game for Troy to keep
Mm-hmm.
keep building momentum. Bloomsburg trying to get the bounce back win against Midwest. What do we think about that?
So that game, Bloomsburg having traveled Midwest,
That's a really long drive.
one thing to factor in is this is Fair Week, so the kids are not in school. So you gotta make sure those
getting that
big
good
boys
fair
are not
food.
eating too much of the fair food up there in Bloomsburg, so they can take the trip down and try to get a bounce back win against a Midwest team that, again, another team trying to find some traction and get that program headed in the right direction.
All right.
Tough sledding so far.
Another very interesting matchup. We got Mount Carmel versus Hughesville. I mean, both of these teams are sort of fighting for playoff positioning to even get into the playoffs. So I think both of them are going to try to give all they got.
Right. Different divisions, but they're both on the outside looking, outside looking in right now of the playoff seeding. And Mount Carmel, this could be a close game. We'll see. This is a very interesting one. It has potential to be a good game. See if Mount Carmel can get back to their winning ways, traditional winning ways.
Yep.
And get a win here.
All right, I'm gonna rattle off some northern tier games. We've got Towanda versus Canton.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way more intriguing one, which is Athens versus Wellsboro. Wellsboro's 2-3. Athens is 4-1 right now. So I think that could be a very fun matchup to keep your eyes on to see what happens there. We got Southern Columbia versus Danville. Danville starting their comeback for sure, winning 2 after losing 3. This is a big test.
Yeah, and this is somewhat of a rival game. Those districts border each other. Southern and Danville. Danville going down to Southern. Danville does not want to, take it on the chin going down into Southern. They want to try to put on a good showing, try to come out there with a victory. Meanwhile, Southern trying to keep the momentum going of what they've done. They've routed off 4 in a row, looking to make it 5 in a row.
Yep.
Coming down the stretch here, in the middle of the season, as they seem to have found their way a bit.
Yep. And next up, we have a potential. These next 2, they could absolutely be barn burners. We got Jersey Shore versus Williamsport. Yep. That one is a really fun one. And then we have, I believe this is Stilton High Spire.
Yes.
Versus Line Mountain. This one, I mean, neither are near us very much. Line Mountain's like an hour away, even more.
Less than an hour.
Less than an hour, really?
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, Stilton High Spire, when we're talking about 1A, Stilton High Spire is like
down by Harrisburg.
By Harrisburg, but is one of the, when I think of 1A, I do kind of think of Stilton High Spire.
Right.
Low key. So I mean, this could absolutely be the best game of this week.
Well, this is a true test on more of a state level for Lime Mountain, to see what they have and how they might compete going on later on. I think this is going to be a fantastic game. It is at Lime Mountain.
They will have that home field advantage.
Yeah, so
that is helpful.
Steel High coming in there, but Steel High traditionally has some great athletes, some good recruits. They traditionally have that going for them. Lime Mountain with some good athletes though, and some big kids, and we'll see how they fare. The other one, Williamsport and Jersey Shore, real potential there again for a great game. They bit of a rival up there, in Lycoming County, and see if Jersey Shore's fast-paced offense, how Williamsport can handle that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Those are all of the Week 6 matchups, a lot of implications for Class 1A and all of the other classes along District 4 and in the PHAC. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Thank you so much for your support. And we'll,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. If you have any comments or things to add or anything like that, let us know. Hit it up down below. And we'll see you next week.
Yes, we'll see you next week. Have a good night, everybody, or day, or whenever you're listening to this. Have a good one.